Working towards denuclearization, a key agreement reached at the Inter-Korean Summit. It will likely top the agenda as well when the leaders of Washington and Pyongyang meet. Setting that goal, then vowing to cooperate is great, but according to an ex-deputy director of the International Atomic Energy Agency, the verification process is not that simple. Kwon Jang-ho turned to the expert for his analysis.
In the Panmunjom Declaration, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un promised to work with South Korea and the international community to denuclearize the regime. However, the practicalities of carrying out the process of denuclearization are expected to be daunting.
First of all, we have to acknowledge that this is the largest, biggest undertaking which the international community has ever taken with regard to dismantlement of nuclear weapons capabilities.
Arirang is the former deputy director of the International Atomic Energy Agency and the chief inspector when the international body was last tasked with verifying North Korea's denuclearization pledges. He said it was difficult in the past, but the North's progress since then is going to make it even more challenging.
We need entirely new methodologies for the verification. Some of these things need to be developed and manufactured. So there will be a period of serious development of methods, approaches and equipment for the verification.
Some estimates say that the North Korea denuclearization process could take decades. The former inspector was unwilling to give an exact timescale himself, but he did offer up some clues.
For example, on the IAEA experiences in South Africa. So it took first 1 year just to confirm that nuclear material, not enough for one weapon, was missing. It took 1 full year. But this was not a large program. They had a half a dozen nuclear weapons. Here we have much more.
And even if North Korea does cooperate with authorities, the nature of nuclear weapons mean it could still be impossible to completely verify, according to former Ambassador Robert Gallucci, who was the chief US negotiator during the '92 North Korean nuclear crisis.
The nuclear weapons that the North Koreans have, or any countries have, would fit rather comfortably under this desk. So to look under every desk in North Korea would be a pretty challenging assignment.
The international community has been down this road before with North Korea, only for it to break down. But Hainan says that doesn't mean denuclearization should be any less of an aim.
If you start with something less, in the negotiations normally you end up even with less from that. So therefore denuclearization needs to be on the place. Otherwise I don't think we will have a durable peace in Korean Peninsula.
Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.